Hello, I mean, I'm like, what man doesn't understand what I'm saying? And that's where we get into a bigger, broader subject about what pissed me off about how pathetic this industry can be at times. Don't act like you don't agree with me. Don't act like you don't see, meaning you don't see what I'm saying. Don't act like I'm out of left field as a man.
So I assumed that Mayweather was in a similar spot because he made so much cash, and if you invested even in common stocks, you should do pretty well. But I mean, listen, Mayweather never flies commercial. He's only flying private.
And why are we attempting to tease Floyd? Is Floyd Mayweather? Yes, he's broke. Of course he's broke. He's a boxer. Did they say he can't read? That's not to tease him. They say that he can't read. His best friend at the time said that he can't read, and he never denied it.
Stephen A. Smith publicly criticized Floyd Mayweather's extravagant financial habits while responding to a Business Insider report detailing the boxer's monetary troubles. According to Smith, Mayweather should have prioritized saving and made prudent investments rather than squandering his enormous career earnings.
And make sure you develop your own lobbyist, right? And it's an abundance of y'all. And y'all have the capital to influence government. But you're not thinking like that because it involves real work and it involves a real conscientious thought. RC might have.
Smith also brought up an older clip showing him visiting Mayweather at the height of his career. In that footage, Floyd proudly displayed millions of dollars worth of luxury automobiles, premium timepieces, and opulent items inside his lavish residence.
Beautiful house, my man. How many square feet is this?
A little bit over 20,000 square feet, 3 or 4 levels.
Money Mayweather, seems appropriate that you would be living in Vegas.
My mentality is always about, working smarter, not harder.
I see that picture. Who is that?
And that's where it all started from.
That's you?
That's me. This picture is old school. I got the old school gloves on. And this is made of carpet, actually.
Yeah.
And I'm standing in a boxing ring in Grand Rapids, Michigan at Tawasi Boxing Club. That's where it all started from.
But you knew instantly you wanted to be a fighter.
That's all I knew. My whole life, that's all I knew.
What's your definition to toy?
Well, private jet, Enzo.
Ari Spears weighed in on Mayweather's spending patterns, drawing comparisons to Mike Tyson. Spears pointed out how even the most accomplished athletes can suffer greatly when they make poor financial choices over time.
The house I was hanging out at was one of like the OG jewelers. Like these are the, one of the jewelers that supplies like all the other jewelers, right? And he told me that Mayweather is broke.
I keep hearing this.
Yeah. I don't know if it's true.
I don't think so.
But he said that based on his spending and so forth, this is why these fights are happening now. That he needs to make some money back. That the spending has outpaced the money that,
he's been retired.
Right.
And he's still, flying to Monaco with a bad bitch buying up half the store.
Right. Always flying private.
Yeah.
Does he have his own plane?
Yeah, he does.
He does, right. So that's massively expensive. Even if you own it, the upkeep is huge. Right. Plus all the properties, all the property tax. Yeah, I mean, if you're not properly invested, because there was he was saying that he bought this building in the Diamond District, but people are saying that's, the same jeweler said that's actually not true.
Right.
So there's been a lot of stuff like that. Listen, I hope not, man, but I remember I interviewed Tyson. He lost like 300.
Grant Cardone, a well-known business analyst, took issue with Mayweather's financial approach. Cardone argued that unwise investments and reckless expenditures prevented Floyd from achieving lasting economic security and future growth opportunities.
Floyd Mayweather's got 22 million people following him. But is it any good? Like I don't know what it does with it. Like, does it do business with him? Does it transact with him? I know guys with big followings. There's nothing happens as a result of the following.
So you on the is Floyd rich or is Floyd broke? Which side?
I don't know. I think Floyd ends up broke.
Ends up broke.
If he doesn't, it's not a Floyd thing. It's not a Floyd thing. It's an asset thing. If you don't end up in assets, you end up broke.
Yeah.
So because you can't keep fighting forever.
So if Floyd was watching right now, what would you say to him?
Floyd, you need to spend as much time working on your investments as you do in Neiman Marcus or the Gucci store, the Fendi store.
He could just invest with you, though, right?
He could invest to Cardone Capital. You know, I mean, I would ensure that he's a billionaire.
Wow.
Like you cannot become a billionaire with.
DJ Academics responded to the Business Insider article alleging that Mayweather had not settled certain debts, including unpaid amounts related to Mercedes vehicles. The report also mentioned several other overdue financial obligations that Floyd reportedly neglected to clear.
I'm financially set. I want to let everybody know this. He said in 2021, every property I have is paid for. My jet, paid for. All my cars are paid for. I own $1 billion buildings. Everything is no longer paid for. They're exposing him if you don't know. Mayweather took out millions of dollars in mortgages on his homes last year. A Business Insider review shows he also faced a string of lawsuits and liens that say he owes money for a Mercedes Maybach G-Wagon. Wait, they make Maybach G-Wagons? What the jet fuel, which obviously is for his jet, and garbage collection at his Las Vegas mansion. So it looks like they've pulled all his debt. At the same time, he's trumpeted a major entry into the big league. Commercial real estate. Starting in the fall of 2024, Mayweather talked about spending bliss on commercial property in New York through his newly formed real estate.
Wade Plemon observed that while Floyd Mayweather accumulated extraordinary wealth throughout his boxing career, adopting smarter financial strategies could have ensured his long-term economic well-being.
Because he owed so much money to them and had apparently not much of it in liquidity, not much that he could actually spend, or at least that's what his representatives said. His representatives wrote back to the IRS, it's a true story, you guys can look it up, that he could not make the payment. He couldn't do it. He didn't have $22 million liquid in cash for a guy that had made, up until that point, let's just say $900 million, because he made $300 million fighting Conor. He didn't have $22 million sitting around in a bank for all that cash he's flexing, for all those cars, for all the places. And again, I'm not saying that multi-millionaires and billionaires have $1 billion liquid, but you couldn't have found 22 mil. So his representative said, wait, we're going to have this fight, and then he'll pay you after the fight.
Floyd Mayweather consistently portrays himself as the ultimate standard of boxing greatness, insisting that no other fighter matches his abilities or record. Although self-belief is vital in athletics, his constant self-praise frequently annoys fellow boxers, fans, and commentators. This behavior, while typical among top athletes aiming to stay relevant, often seems like arrogance to outsiders. Critics contend that such unending boasting overshadows his actual accomplishments and suggests he cares more about image than lasting legacy. Still, his in-ring successes are unquestionable, with multiple championships and victories to his name. Yet his public demeanor, marked by flaunting riches and superiority, means admiration is regularly paired with doubt and disapproval from both the boxing world and the general public.
Separated now. You know, I don't think there's no boxer in history that has accomplished what I've accomplished. Not bragging or boasting, just speaking the truth. I take my hat off to a lot of legendary champions, you know, that paved the way for me to be where I'm at in the sport of boxing. But that was their era, and this is my era. Had tremendous career. And we got young fighters that's on the rise, that's under our banner. The ultimate goal is to find the next Floyd Mayweather that can break my records.
So is Gervonta Davis that?
Chael Sonnen points out that Floyd Mayweather, much like other elite combatants, confronts the difficulty of preserving wealth after retiring from competition. Although his career delivered tremendous fame and money, Sonnen observes that media attention naturally fades and athletic primes are short-lived. Many fighters who dedicate their whole lives to boxing find themselves unprepared for post-retirement life. Without careful strategy, diversified investments, or alternative professional avenues, even top-tier athletes may face monetary instability once their competitive period ends. Sonnen stresses that boxing, while highly profitable during peak years, provides little lasting financial security if earnings are mismanaged. Mayweather's case mirrors this wider pattern, demonstrating that popularity and talent alone cannot ensure enduring affluence without thoughtful planning, restraint, and forward-looking decision-making.
Or do you know that isn't broke? What a ridiculous question. But it's the fact that they're attempting to tease him. I mean, first off, they're asking the question. Look, I've told you until I'm blue in the face. The numbers that you hear in boxing simply aren't true. Floyd made $1 billion. No, he didn't. Floyd and Conor made $500 million. No, they didn't. Of course they didn't. Nobody's ever confirmed that. Literally nobody. It's the same thing with boxing pay-per-view. Whatever boxing pay-per-view is the biggest boxing pay-per-view of all time is just whoever put out the press release and lied more than the person before them. These have never been confirmed by leadership of a publicly traded company, who is the one that supplies the pay-per-view. It is illegal for them to lie. You have never heard Time Warner. You've never heard Cox. You've never heard DirecTV. You have never heard.
Dan Lubatard discusses the persistent financial difficulties surrounding Floyd Mayweather. As of February 2026, Mayweather initiated a massive $340 million lawsuit against Showtime Networks and former executive Steven Espinoza in an effort to recover money and stabilize his finances. Across his boxing career, estimates indicate Mayweather earned over $1.2 billion purely from fight purses, an enormous total by any measure. Lubatard highlights a key issue. While his earnings were astronomical, his expenses proved equally colossal.
Mayweather has initiated a massive $340 million lawsuit against Showtime Networks and former executive Steven Espinoza. So he's trying to get some bread right now.
The estimate is that he made over $1.2 billion over the course of his career in just earnings from fights.
Yeah. I think a question, though, that you should also ask outside of like how much has he made is how much has he spent, you know? Because I would say he's fully capable of spending close to $1 billion in the last 25 years.
You say that, but I not to turn into the movie Brewster's Millions from the 1980s. It's hard to spend that money. It really is hard to spend that much money and end up in a situation where you have to fight at 49 because you're so used to a lifestyle that brings in giant amounts of money that the only way for you to make a giant amount of money is to do what he's presently.
It is believed that Mayweather has spent roughly $1 billion over the last quarter century maintaining an extravagant way of life filled with high-end vehicles, jewelry, designer outfits, and exclusive experiences. Such lavish habits make it difficult for even someone with his earning power to preserve lasting wealth. Lubatard compares the scenario to the film Brewster's Millions, illustrating how excessive spending, despite huge income, can compel unexpected moves, like stepping back into the ring at age 49 merely to produce revenue. He underscores that much of Mayweather's fortune came from public fascination, with audiences tuning in hoping to see him lose, demonstrating the strength of celebrity culture and spectacle within boxing.
Is something that somehow will make money because people will still want to watch if Floyd Mayweather can lose, because that's where he made his $1.2 billion. He made it in us watching to see if he'd lose.
I don't even think, like, it's just celebrity boxing is so popular because we are obsessed with celebrity culture, and this is the rare reality show in which we can see people fight, you know? Like, oh, what an...
DJ Academics reports that Floyd Mayweather once claimed to own a $42 million portfolio of rent-regulated Manhattan buildings outright, yet property records do not confirm clear ownership over the past 18 months. 2 of his commercial properties went into foreclosure, and he faced the risk of losing his Las Vegas business, the Girl Collection, due to over $52,000 in unpaid taxes. Mayweather has additionally dealt with lawsuits concerning unsettled payments for luxury items such as watches and high-end jewelry. Creditors pursued him regarding his Gulfstream jet, Air Mayweather, which he sold in December, along with Beverly Hills mansions. Specialists warned that without solid professional counsel, Mayweather's fortune remains highly vulnerable.
A real estate conference with a session titled Real Estate Knockout, the Floyd Mayweather Strategy. Again, the Floyd Mayweather strategy. The big talk doesn't always end in big deals, though. Business Insider found. Chat, they're exposing him. Mayweather's social media last year promoted an article that he reported that he made $100 million in his portfolio of a Manhattan luxury high-rise apartment towers owned by the Go Partners. People with knowledge of this investment said Mayweather put a nominal sum late last year and did not invest further, and his initial equity in the deal was later absorbed by the Go Partners, leaving him with no stake. The portfolio of the buildings was eventually spun off into a publicly traded entity. In February, Mayweather also said he bought a portfolio in a rent-regulated apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan for $402 million, declaring that all the buildings belong to me. I don't got no partners. Business Insider previously reported that there were no property records showing an outright or majority.
DJ Vlad offers a revealing viewpoint on Floyd Mayweather's financial conduct, sharing that a prominent jeweler suggested Mayweather could be facing difficulties resulting from years of lavish overspending. At his peak, Mayweather famously exhibited his wealth, parading sports cars, premium watches, and other costly belongings to project an image of immense riches. However, DJ Vlad points to documented reports of overdue debts to jewelers and other suppliers, implying that Mayweather's flashy demonstrations were not always supported by available liquid assets.
You would think that your investments would continue to grow, right? As long as you keep your spending under wraps. Like right now, like I could retire right now. This could be my last interview ever, right? And with my investments, you know, I invested into a lot of great companies like Google and Amazon and Tesla over the years, and those companies have all grown and continue to grow, right? And I could actually borrow money against my stock portfolio without even selling.
This gap between outward appearance and actual financial reality underscores an important lesson in money management. Looks can be deceptive, even for someone widely recognized as the wealthiest figure in boxing history. Vlad emphasizes that Mayweather's story serves as a warning for athletes and celebrities who prioritize luxury and status over careful financial oversight. Even extraordinary earnings can be eroded by poor monetary habits. By examining Mayweather's extravagant lifestyle alongside reported liabilities, the discussion paints a more complete image of the obstacles elite competitors encounter in sustaining long-term wealth and the consequences of favoring spectacle over sound financial practices.
It told me that Mayweather is in financial problems.
See, here's the part about actually losing your money when you're on that level and you're, you know, kind of like flossing and showing off. Nobody gives a shit. Like there are people actually praying for you to be broke. And then when you do go broke, that's what people are gonna say. Yeah. Oh, well, you know, you should have invested better. Nobody's gonna care. Nobody's gonna give him any loans. So now, you know, we might see Mayweather doing.
People will give him some loans.
Maybe.
You know, listen, he's cozying up to Israel. That's
but
not
the thing about it is, what I mean, he had Mayweather Promotions, yeah, and he was hosting a big, you know, he had Gervonta Davis under his cars, and so that's a like
yeah, but look what happened to Gervonta,
right? Arrested. So if you can sustain that, you don't ever have to box again. But now has to take fights because you know when you floss like Mayweather, you can't go down.
Yeah,
you got to stay right there because people are gonna beat any kind of chinks in your armor if you're not wearing 3 or 4 big $1 million diamond chains.
All right, everyone, stay tuned for the latest in boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to Knockout today and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Be sure to watch our other videos too. Until next time, take care and stay safe.